But I stopped Liam from hanging out with Rush and Colton together because he would always come home crying after that, because they were supposed to be going to go ride four-wheelers together, and that was when Liam still had his four-wheeler, and Colton had his, and Rush had his, and I'd let Zachary come pick him up, and then he'd take him over there, and they'd go ride four-wheelers together and stuff, and Liam would always come back here crying. He'd always come back sad as fuck, and just like me and Colton were talking the other night, we didn't need anyone to tell us that Zachary was on meth. We already knew. He comes up in this house and we fucking know. We know that. But we don't talk about it because, listen, you're fighting fire with fire. That motherfucker has been he came over here so jacked up today. He's jacked up. He's higher than a goddamn kite. Like, he's higher than a fucking kite right now. Like, he just is. Like, and you know, and listen, I know, I see it written all over him. He's high as fuck. And had his brother not been with him, he wouldn't have taken the kids today, because I wasn't going to let him take the kids like that. Like, fuck no. You ain't taking my goddamn kids like that, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. But his brother was with him, so I let him go. Dealing with a bunch of teenage boys. Like, it's fucking insane. I've had more than just Rush and Colton and Liam over here. And no, it's been Rush. Rush has been an asshole to fucking Liam, but like, even when because I would go, I'm allowed to go over there and pick him up. I'm allowed to go over there, and like, Seth is always getting on to him about it. Like, there's a lot of times where Zach wouldn't even be around. Zach wasn't even around. Rush was just an asshole, and he'd get jealous over Liam hanging out with Colton because Colton's supposed to be his best friend, and he got jealous of, you know, him and Colton hanging out, and then he would act like a dick and try to embarrass Liam, and fucking teenagers, they're fucking like, my goddaughter is 4 times about it, and I've done told him, if he doesn't fucking come off the shit for good, like, that's it. That's it. Like, that's it. Like, he understands this shit has got to stop. He said he needed fucking help. He's gonna do what he's gotta do. But girl, he's gonna make sure, and he gonna do what he's supposed to do. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. Because this whole bullshit dealing and all that, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. If he wants to get back to where he was and he wants to better his life, it's got to stop. He's got to stop with the meth use. Like, this shit is getting out of fucking hand. This shit is just getting out of hand, and he is ruining his fucking life. He's ruining his life at this point. Like, and Colton needs to fucking, and if he doesn't get it together, then I'm gonna take the kids to Tennessee, and I'm gonna fucking just day to day, he's just fighting to pretty much exist at this moment. Like, he doesn't care, like, who he is. He doesn't have any goals. He doesn't have any aspirations or any dreams or any, you know, he's not working towards anything other than, you know, making money to fund his habit and to, you know, and that's sad to me. That's so sad to me, because to see what he's just become and to see what he's chosen to do with his life after, you know, he had the world at his feet. He had the world at his feet. He could have done anything. He could have done anything. And the fact that he chooses to do this with his life is sickening to me. It just is, because it's just not who he is. And he could be such a good man, and he chooses to be this piece of shit. He chooses to lie with every breath he takes. He chooses to talk shit about the people that love him the most, and treat his kids the way he has, and lie the way he has, and use people the way he has. Like, who the fuck is this person? Who is this fucking person that I have loved so much and I have watched? Girl, you just need to learn how to put up some boundaries, honey boo boo. It's called boundaries. Say it with me, okay? In and then out. Boundaries. Boundaries. Boundaries, bitch. Stop letting this nigga run all over you and play you like you fucking stupid. Okay? He's either gonna be fucking honest with you and stop playing. I mean, he doesn't get away with this shit anyways. Like, what are you even trying to do? Like, why are you even trying to lie at this point? You know this bitch finds out the truth any which way you look. It don't matter what you do, nigga. She gonna find out. So, like, why not just save yourself the trouble? Be honest right off the rip. Because you know this bitch is crazy and she gonna find out the truth. Because she want the goddamn truth. And, hey, if you gotta be a crazy bitch to get the truth, I support that. I support that. You know, I do. I just get all flustered and shit, bitch, because the shit gets on my last nerve. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bitch. It get on my fucking nerve. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Forget the reading.
You just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, Dad? You gotta do what you got to do. Just gotta stop letting him, you just gotta stop letting him just be a dick. You just gotta stop letting him fucking, which, I mean, you can only protect yourself. You can only fucking control yourself. You can't control what he's going to do. So all his, like, crazy ass shit that he does, like, I mean, listen, even if you stayed in the capacity of, like, a friendship or, I don't know, like, even if you guys decide you don't want to be together and you know what I'm saying, I don't know. But I would hate for you to leave things on a sour note, because I think it hasn't been easy. It's been rough, you know, as far as with the drugs and stuff. But, you know, other than that, you guys, I mean, if he wouldn't, because everything dumb that he does stems from the drugs. Like the lying, that's the drugs. I mean, he lies because he's hiding bullshit because of the drugs. All the bullshit with, you know, anything. Anywhere he goes, anything he does, he's bullshitting because of the drugs. Swear to God. Swear to God. I mean, you just got to, you know, you got to put up boundaries, and you got to make him respect those boundaries and not let him cross them. And then if he's going to, then, you know what I'm saying, obviously he doesn't want to be in your life bad enough. He has to be respectful towards you and the shit that you need and for a relationship. And if he can't, then he obviously doesn't want you in his life bad enough, because he will straighten his shit up for the right woman. For the right woman, that man will get it together. He will. And if he doesn't, then obviously, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to have to regret that for the rest of your life. You're going to have to regret that for the rest of your life, that you know what I'm saying, that you could have made things work with a woman that truly loved you, and a good woman that would have had your back and would have, you know what I'm saying. If your intentions are pure, like with Zachary, and you truly do care and love him, like he's, you know, he's going to, karma is going to come back around, and he's going to regret the shit he's doing. He's going to regret it. Crossroads of right now, and I thought everything was going good with you guys, and it sucks that this is right back where y'all are at, and it really does suck, because I was really hoping that you guys would be able to, you know, stay strong throughout this shit, because I don't care. I know Jamie and Jim don't, and I want y'all to work out even more. That Jamie and Jim doesn't fucking, if they don't want it, I fucking want it, because that means obviously Obviously, they have something up their sleeve, and they don't like it for a reason. They don't like it for some extent to where he's like functionable. I don't. I think they would love for him to have a manic episode and go off the fucking deep end. I truly do believe that. As sad as that fucking is, I truly do believe that they would love for him to go off the deep end. So, I mean, I don't know. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what he says. Like, I don't care what he says. Like, if I want to, you know, if you want to do what you want to do, girl, like, you don't got to worry. Like, you don't got to worry. You want to come over here and hang out and chill, like, you can. That's what I'm saying. And you can't have a restraining order, because if you have a restraining order and then, like, he stops by here and, like, comes and picks up the kids one day and you're here and y'all aren't talking, y'all are broke up, you got a restraining order, bitch, and he pulls in the driveway, like, I'm fucked. That puts me in a bad position, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, then, you know, then you're over here hanging out. I think he's an ass. I'm not making excuses for him. I think he's an asshole, and I think the way that he's been doing things is shitty, and he's being a shitty person. He's done a lot of shitty things, and he's just not been somebody like I could ever be proud of. Like, it's just not who he is, and it's just sad to see what he's become, and I don't understand it fully. I really don't, and it breaks my heart to see him in this place in his life. It's just shitty. But, you know, I have to try to keep things civil on a civil plane, because if I don't, like, things will be miserable, and I don't want them to be that way for me or the kids, and especially around the holidays. And I just want everything to be okay. I want everything to be okay for the holidays, and everything to be okay, like, and just for us to get along and things to be chill. Now, I mean, I know we're going to fight and argue and things are going to happen, and you know, and I don't agree with the shit he's been doing. I don't agree with it. I don't think that what he's done with with you guys is like, I think he's a dick. And I think he's an asshole, and I think he's, like, done you dirty. He's done you fucking dirty, and he's going about this entire situation wrong. And if he would just stop and take a good hard look at it, like, he would see that, but he's just being stubborn. And he's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just mad that it went as far as it did, because he, like, I guess he was wanting you to work things out without, you know, legal bullshit. Which I don't know. Like, listen, that's between y'all. And that, like I said, that's between y'all. He's just gonna have to get a backbone and stand up to his parents and fucking do the right thing. And until he can do that, then there's no hope for any of us, really. I'm just gonna be on the, you know, along for the ride, along for the shit show that will eventually unfold before my very eyes, okay? Because his parents only know how to sow discord and fucking fighting and problems and issues and all of that grandeur, okay? They don't know how to keep the peace. These motherfuckers don't know how to keep the peace. They just don't. They think they're above the law, and they're above the fucking, they're above, you know, this, that, and the third. And they're not. And what needs to happen is Zachary needs to get off the dope and start saving his fucking money and get back on the serious road to fucking getting himself a new place, and just fucking let the fucking goddamn house go. Let the house go. Let the house go. Let it go. really wish he would let the house go. I just really wish he would. Because that house is not worth him just continuing on down this path. It's really not. Like, it's really, really fucking not. They don't give a shit. They're not going to give him back that house. They're not. And they're going to continue dangling that bitch over his head and making him jump through hoops and loops and keeping, like, Colton in this torturous situation. And Zachary's gonna sit idly by and allow it to fucking happen as long as they keep dangling this fucking house. They're not giving him back this house. And if they even were to dare to try to give him back that house, they're gonna try to put him through absolute hell and try to put some stipulations in there and fucking bamboozle his ass. They're still going to have their fucking mitts in his house because for 10 goddamn years they tried to get that house. They tried to fucking threaten him and try to, you know, they hated that Zachary was in control. And so Zachary just doesn't see, like, he does see their manipulation. They do. He does. But when he gets high and he starts acting like a fucking dumbass, like, he just doesn't give a fuck. It's like he just numbs himself to it and just doesn't care and just keeps on fucking ignoring it, just hoping. Like, they're not the dumb ones. They're not the dumb ones. You're waiting out on them. You're waiting on them to just, you know, tire out and just be like, okay, well, we'll just give you the house. And if he's not ready and he's still strung out and he's still, like, allowing dumbass people there at his place and he's still, like, just running a shit show, then, I mean, it's not gonna, nothing's gonna be good. It's just gonna keep on being a shit show situation because the same thing that happened before is it'll eventually repeat itself. Because how are you gonna get the house back, but you still can't afford none of the bills? Now your money's going to your mortgage and you're paying your mortgage and, you know, you're making sure that the bills are paid and you're paying a power bill and an internet bill and, you know, now you've got food to keep in the house and, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you've got bills to pay. And I just don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to be mature enough to handle it now. Like, now he's just, and that's crazy as fuck for me to say out loud. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. I mean, if somebody would have told me that this is where I would have never believed it. I would have never believed it. But here we are. Here we fucking are. Shit's fucking crazy.